Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, oh yeah.
I just wanna be a legend. Preacher's son, they calling me a reverend. Ask God for repentance, I'm trying to make it to heaven. Lucky that number 7. These people keep on pretending. Just focus on the success. All the shit is resembling. Riding around with my team, that 914 what we reppin'. RMX to the death. Get with it or get to steppin'. It's the stomping grounds. But plagiarism simply not allowed.
We've been gone for mad long, bro. We've been gone for mad long. This is the Off the Bench Sports Podcast, y'all. With the wrestling edition, y'all. This is a new segment. Me and my boy from White Plains. You know him from Real and Uncomfortable. You know him from music videos all over the 914 area. It's your boy, C. Tez Music, y'all. Well, go ahead and introduce yourself, my guy. Come on now.
Thank you so much.
I just gave you the what do they call them? The dapper yapper type of introduction.
Yeah, a little dapper yapper moment right there. I appreciate that. You left off a couple of my other accolades, but what's
I apologize. Go ahead. School me real quick.
Well, first off, you guys will get to know. You see the name change. And here, I'm Scripted Promos.
He's Scripted Promos here. I apologize.
Because you know, if you've seen recent wrestling, they fucking need those, bro. they need those. I'll give you WWE has got some good talkers, but Lord, does the rest of the wrestling world need a little bit of help there.
Speaking of help, y'all, please, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe. It'll support the channel. If you're watching on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, please make sure to follow. Leave us a review if you could. Don't care. Please, 5 stars only. 5 stars. I'm not Dave Meltzer or nothing. 5 stars only, please.
We don't do enough flips for a 5-star match anyway, bro.
Can't guarantee it. But yo, let's get into it because we got a lot. What the hell happened in wrestling this week?
Bro, it was like a shift in, like, I want to say talent, ability, like everything is monumental. I really do feel for some of the people because it's like in a sweep. We lost Charlotte, we lost Kenny Omega, we may lose Liv Morgan for a little bit, depending on what the powers that be see. But hell, we may lose all of AEW on television too.
Yeah, Charlotte just announced that she's out 9 months after a knee injury against Asuka on SmackDown. Kenny Omega is out indefinitely for over some. He has something that I can't pronounce. He's got a what injury?
I don't even know, man. But he's done so many, like this style of match and the injuries that he was recovering from before. Man. One can only imagine what
and Kenny is the one where, if you're an AEW fan, that hurts the most because he just battled vertigo. He was gone for, what was it, the most of 22?
Most of
22 he was gone. I want to say 90% of 22 he was gone because of vertigo.
And then in 2023, he did have like a good 3 or 4 match of the year candidates.
Yep.
So he came back really strong, only to be gone again. That hurts them monumentally. I mean, we'll get into this a little bit, but we all know if you've been watching wrestling, if you anything close to wrestling, you know that there's a massive shift when CM Punk left AEW to rejoin WWE. There have been some talks about ratings issues, management issues, booking issues.
What?
What? Huh? What?
You know, I'm one that be I harp on it a lot. So, you know, I want to just see them do better, and this does not help, man. This does not help them lose one of their top stars in the promotion, in the world. Honestly, I don't know who you got as your top 3 in the world, but Kenny Omega is definitely up there for me.
He's up there. In the ring for sure. In ring.
If you watch Dynamite this past Wednesday, then you know on the mic he can stand for the name. He kind of inspired this name a little bit.
It was in front of the Von Erichs, which makes it more sad. The Von Erichs legends had to witness that. Oof.
Hey man, I'm
Oof.
not gonna hold you. Like, I do gotta appreciate TK's tenacity and creativity. You have your man Max in the Iron Claw movie. Granted, I hear that some of his parts got taken out. That's okay. He was in it. That's a
Yeah.
great red carpet debut. And if you guys don't know, The Iron Claw is a movie that is depicting the biography story of the Von Erich family. And is it Kerry Von Erich specifically,
I
or
believe so. I believe he's the main focus because that
okay?
I think he's played by Zach Efron.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. There we go. So TK being a master of cross branding, he has Max there, and he brings in the Von Erichs to for the younger generation of Von Erichs
Hmm.
to debut in an AEW ring. Phenomenal.
I
That's good
think
stuff.
I think I think you're forgetting a key point that was, we've been watching AEW for 3 years. You're forgetting that this past week's episode of Dynamite was in conjunction with Warner Brothers Discovery
And
and the
Shazam
upcoming
being released.
in partnership.
In partnership with Warner Brothers Discovery to support the release of Shazam! Fury of the Gods.
Yo, I'm telling you, man, they're masters of that.
They're, ma-
But
they're, I've never seen a better collab than Tony Khan announcing collaborations
oh
and
my gosh.
partnerships.
Yo, I really want to I know we kind of said we talk about it later, but I feel like nobody really watched it. I haven't watched it yet, but I will watch it. ROH Final Battle came on this past Friday.
Hmm.
Should have been some great matches. I know the TV title was on the line, women's title was on the line.
Yes.
World titles kind of tied up in the C2 tournament right now, which is odd. Very weird booking decision by Tony Khan there. Why would you tie up the world title during your Mania-esque promotion or pay-per-view for that promotion? But regardless of all of that, TK's promos in ROH, Lord, golly,
You know what my
like,
favorite TK promo is? I think it was like 21,
hmm
like right after it was right after the pandemic really started coming down to an end. Everything really
yeah,
legitimately opened up without any restrictions,
ooh,
and he would come out, and I forget who he was talking to, but he was yelling, this Friday night at Rampage, you two, you're gonna fight,
and
this Friday night at Rampage. Oh no, no, it was this one next Wednesday on Dynamite, in Alberta,
oh my,
Canada, this coming Wednesday on
that
Dynamite,
that
I make the matches, and I'm going to tell you right now, Kenny, 9 days from tonight, you got time to get ready, man. 9 days from tonight, you have to wrestle him 9 days from tonight on Dynamite, live on Dynamite. Live on Dynamite, you have to wrestle him. If you win, if you beat him, you get a shot at the title.
definitely not beating the allegations there. He wasn't
Listen,
beating those.
he's from my neck of his family's from my they got a place in my neck of the woods. Like this, he made that very clear when they had Dynamite down here where I live,
hmm
and I went to the show. He's like, "Yeah, I grew up here." I'm like, "Well, that explains so much."
That explains so much.
The people I've interacted that are like
hmm
legit grew up in this area, and I won't say it for
Yeah,
governmental reasons.
right.
But I'm like,
That's
yo,
part of their
Tony,
element.
like I can see where everything went wrong.
It's real frosty down there in Florida. It's real
But I
frosty.
mean, look at this at like the 0 hour pre-show. They had Ty Valkyrie against Jasmine Allure,
Mm,
and Ty Valkyrie won that one, I guess. And then they did the Von Erichs, Marshall and Ross against the Out.
okay.
Have you heard of the Outrunners? Are the Outrunners good?
I have not. I'll be
I mean,
honest,
the
man.
Von
I have
Erichs
not heard.
won, so I'm guessing like TK's trying to like bring them in to
Yeah,
AEW and
I don't think
ROH.
you can't debut them on a loss in when their movie is coming in like that.
Yeah,
You can't do that. You got to make sure that they're exposed in a very positive manner. Um, I would say for the most part, ROH needs some work, but it's almost like he's got a double-edged sword that you can't book anybody in ROH stronger than AEW unless you're willing to bring them up to AEW. I feel like that's really the issue.
yeah. Because what's it called? There was The Mogul Embassy was on ROH.
Yep.
There was a
Yep.
six-man tag team championship,
Mm-hmm.
which I forget.
That's
The Mogul Embassy is still part of Swerve Strickland.
I I
Uh,
just hate the fact that these titles feel double exposed. Like you, a 6-man title is dope, but you got two sets of 6-man titles.
yeah,
I feel like you don't book ROH like you need to book them very separate from AEW. Otherwise, it feels like AEW not even developmental. You can't even call it developmental.
no,
Like it's just like I don't know. They're like on an island, and it's like a weird low thing that you kind of pull from when you need some help with the program. But I think Tony Khan has too much in his toy box. If we're being honest, he just
yeah.
doesn't know what to do with everything.
I mean, I'm looking at this card and I'm like, wow, this would be really great. Like they had the equivalent of
Mm-hmm.
what did NXT have recently at their PLE
Oh, the
for the
deadline,
the
yeah, the Iron
for the
Survivor
North
match.
American Championship. It was the
Oh.
Iron Survivor, right?
Yep, Iron Survivor match.
So
That was
TK,
for number one contendership for the NXT title.
yes, and he saw that Control C, Control V. I was like, we're doing a survival of the fittest match for the World Television Championship.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
that's and it's like I'm looking and it's like cool. These guys I'm sure are talented.
Mm-hmm.
Like Lee Moriarty was in it. Brian Keith,
Fire.
so Kyle Fletcher won the
Kyle
World
Fletcher was
Television
in it.
Championship. They had
He's my
Wheeler
pick.
Yuta against
He's my
Tom
pick.
Lawler. He's your favorite?
Yeah. I think my favorite is definitely Kyle Fletcher for that match. Definitely.
But I'm
Just
looking at
because
it. I'm
he's
like,
the
yo.
only person who's been booked strong on AEW, and I think that Tony Khan inadvertently shows his hand of how he feels about wrestlers.
Oh yeah.
And, yeah, and I feel like Lee Moriarty, great, but Lee Moriarty has been cannon fodder for like most face acts. Like he's good, he has decent showings, but he loses.
Yeah.
Anybody else in that match, same deal. Kyle Fletcher has had the closest to what we call a top of the card with the whole Don Callis family.
Yes.
And I also think that TK, again, a master of cross promotion, easiest way to get the ROH and ROH title back on AEW television is to have it on a wrestler who's part of an AEW faction.
Yes. Yes. And I think to your point, the overall whole of TK,
Mm.
Tony Khan, TK, Tony Khan is here. It's just he's just it's and I've because I'm be honest with you, I've been very what's the word? Not bipolar,
Forgiving.
not forgiving. But like I'm talking about watching the product. Like
Oh, yeah,
I'm very
you've been hot and
bipolar and
cold.
like
You've been hot and cold
sometimes
on
I'll
that,
watch
bro.
it, but sometimes I won't. I've been
Sometimes
watching,
I hit
Raw
you
and
up and you're
SmackDown
like,
more, obviously,
you're
because
playing
of CM
mini
Punk.
golf or something.
Yeah,
You
living
decided
life.
to do your taxes instead of watching AEW.
Like, what can I
Said,
do
oh,
to
yeah,
not
Chad,
watch
I'm
Dynamite
folding
tonight?
laundry. I'm folding laundry. I decided to clean my toilet today instead of watching Dynamite. So,
But it's like, it's not reeling me in like it used to. And I know we've had private conversations, but it's just
mm-hmm.
like
I tell them why.
at some
Tell
point,
them why.
like
Mm-hmm.
because the pettiness has to stop against WWE because
Thank you.
it's not.
Thank you.
If
Yes.
this was 21,
Yeah.
then yes, like I'm all for it.
Yes.
So you can say, but it's giving
Mm-hmm.
like TNA when it was bad, like that
Yes.
time period of TNA
Mm-hmm.
where before Billy Corgan came and saved their butts, till like
Yep.
right after Bischoff and Hogan left.
It is that. But I'll tell you why they can't let that go. It's because AEW was fundamentally founded on that pettiness. Think about it. The main purveyors, builders of AEW, whether you want to say it was Cody's proclamation
Yeah,
of I can fill an arena, or the fact that he was able to recruit all of the people on the indies who arguably we all as a wrestling fan, as especially an internet wrestling fan, would say are good enough, if not better than the people at the time who were on the WWE roster, or even people who had gotten let go at the time.
Yes.
Because keep in mind, Jericho had just left,
Yeah, he
and
just
he was
left.
fueling that Alpha versus Omega match.
Yeah,
All of that, and I'll touch on this later when we discuss CM Punk, because we got to discuss CM Punk.
of course.
Um, a lot of this is built on that pettiness. AEW doesn't exist without the pettiness.
Right.
It has to have it. It's the fuel. They were marketed themselves as an alternative.
Hmm.
You can't be an alternative without some sort of disdain for the original.
And you can't be an alternative when the alternative is actually thriving. You know,
Whew, that's
you know,
big time.
like if
That's
this
big
this
time.
was this was 2 years ago, then it's like, yeah, of
Mhm.
course, like they're like Seth Rollins isn't doing
Yep.
anything, like
Mhm.
Roman Reigns is
The-
out with his treatment, like
Yep.
like you just got John Moxley, like of course everyone's frustrated because Vince McMahon
It's
doesn't know
still
what he's
reign of
doing,
terror.
and then
Yep.
he gets together with Dana White, forms TKO, and then
Mhm.
all of a sudden they're like, hey, thanks for your company, you're out.
Right. You gotta breathe. You gotta breathe, bro. We hear online. We watch the product. We know you've been fucking up, bro. Like that's
Yeah.
another thing that I think people take for granted is that yes, a lot of the times these executives are far away from the product and very much in their checkbook, right? You
Yeah.
get a person like Zaslav, right, who's
Oh, we're gonna get into
very much, yeah,
Zaslav.
he's very much about dollars in the bottom line.
Yes.
And you get a person who, like Dana White, seems like he's the same way. However, you do have people who are like Tony Khan in that they're massively wealthy people who have a fandom for
Yes.
this. Keep in mind, like their upbringing was on the nostalgia of Hogan, of
Mm-hmm.
Michaels, of Hart. So they see the product and they're just the same. Like they're disappointed in it, like we are.
Yeah.
Only they take it from a perspective of, I got the power to fix this shit rather than try to blow it up with my own shit.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, now TK has to deal with the fact that you're the alternative to a brand that's thriving and delivering what people want. So
Yes.
you don't want to be the alternative anymore.
No,
You
and why
want to
would you?
be, yeah. But no, you were going somewhere, and I kind of cut you off, man.
No, no, you
You were
good. It's just like, and this is what I've been telling. I'm telling you, like, I was telling you privately to like the rest of our friend group in our
Mhm.
in our group chats. But like 2024 is gonna make or break what AEW is, in my eyes.
Absolutely.
It's going because
Absolutely.
at this point, and we'll get into it after. But like at this point, you have a TV deal that they have to either renew or find a new home.
Mm-hmm.
You have Kenny Omega who's out now. MJF is your top star. There's rumors that he resigned already, so that's why they haven't really brought up the WWE story.
Right.
Nothing's been confirmed yet, but essentially we're under this thinking MJF is your guy going to all of 2024.
Right.
You're
right.
entering the stage now where your product is not as popular as it used to be.
Yeah.
The TV ratings, even though you can talk about the 1845 BS or whatever number, like it's
Yeah,
not as high as it used to be, and it's become
True.
very stale.
Yeah.
And it has become stale, and it's very like you mentioned before, it's very obvious who you're booking to be popular and pushing to the moon, and who you're
Mhm.
throwing away to the side and pushing them down ROH, and just having them lose. Like it's
Also,
very obvious, and you're using the same
bananas, bro.
cast. John Moxley hasn't had a vacation
Bro,
yet.
Can you afford for John Moxley to have a vacation when you just lost Omega 2?
Yes.
Like, bro, I will say the one thing, the one bright spot before because I feel like we're trying to push ourselves. Conversation is pushing us into talking about the elephant in the room. It's staring at us. But before we get into that elephant, where I'm gonna really talk shit about AEW, let me give them a bright spot. They have done a phenomenal job with this D2 tournament. And I think that that's
Yes.
what AEW was always supposed to be.
Mhm.
If they were going to be the alternative, you have to make yourself an alternative, but a winning one. And one that's been a winning formula has been New Japan.
Yep.
And New Japan's G1 Climax tournament has
Yep.
always been a successful stage to not only continue to highlight your greatest assets, but also put them in an arena where they can take a loss or at least get close to a loss that you're building up a smaller star in the process. You're telling stories, you're giving people an opportunity to get invested in a character because they have a built-in arc simply by participating in the tournament. Like, yes, I will get to this because I gotta say they've done a phenomenal job at building Swerve Strickland. Amazing. And that's even started before the C2. But in the C2, they've built up, and maybe not built up because both of these men have lost all their matches, but they're telling a compelling story between Mark Briscoe and Jay Lethal.
Yes.
Both of them completely defeated in this tournament. However, on Rampage the other night, they had a promo talking to each other, and they're like, yo, they're asking us, why do we keep on fighting? We have nothing to win. We've been mathematically eliminated from winning this tournament. But you know what? I have to keep on fighting because there's a love of this. There's a passion for this. I fight for this. I don't just fight for me, I fight for my brother. And if you
Yep.
guys don't know, the late Jay Briscoe passed away earlier in the year. So Mark Briscoe is kind of carrying on the legacy for the both of them. And I think
Yes.
that that's a beautiful undertone to this story,
Mm-hmm.
along with Mox, along with Eddie Kingston, along with Jay White, Brody King, Idolo, Roosh, all of those guys being highlighted phenomenally in this tournament. I know I forgot a couple of guys. It doesn't mean they're not
No,
being
yeah.
highlighted well. But C2 climax is, I mean, the C2 climax, the C2 tournament has been great. It's been
And
great.
and I mentioned this before, not on this show, but like before to you.
Hmm.
I
Yep.
like I kind of want them to go back to the standings
Yeah, that'd be smart. That'd be smart.
because you can see when you put that kind of format, Tony can book. He can say, okay, we got these two groups, like they're all vying to get to this final, but like make
Hmm.
the final like your TNT title, your international title, and then make
Hmm.
that kind of story with the Mark Briscoe. It's like, hey, by Revolution, I'm not gonna make the number one contendership, but I gotta fight because of my brother, because of the
Hmm.
Briscoe name, kind of stuff. I have to at least put my name out there for when the standings
Hmm.
reset. And I don't know how they're gonna do
Right,
that.
right, right.
I don't know how they would do it, but like just that kind of story, where it's like you already have your number one or number two vying for points or whatever it is, but like that's what got them the million views when they first
Right.
debuted, when they were
That is
fighting against
exactly what.
NXT. When it was the Wednesday Night
Hmm.
Wars, it was like, oh well, like we got Darby Allin, who's number one in the standings, and he's got like all these.
Yes.
He's
Yes.
got
Yes.
like 10-2 record, and he can challenge for the
Hmm.
TNT title type thing.
You're telling me one word, and they sound delicious right now. Stakes. There's
Yes.
stakes in this, in those matches. When you have a record, even if there's no ongoing story, there's no animosity between two
Hmm.
competitors, having those stakes even allow you to book a face versus face matchup and it be as viciously competitive
Yep.
as somebody with the blood feud,
Yep.
depending on how much or how close they are to the goal that's set. And then you can, like you were saying, set some milestones, right? Make Revolution a milestone that you need to have a certain record to qualify for the ladder match,
Yep.
right? Make it so that you have to qualify for this or you're next in line for that, or whoever wins realizes that, oh shit, I won the title, but the person who's next in line in the standings is my best friend. Oh
Yep.
shit. Now we have like we both been vying for this, and now mathematically our futures decide this and our
Yes.
relationship. That's where I feel like Tony has kind of scrambled himself when they threw away the records. And it's almost like you tried to adopt a WWE method while also poo-pooing everything that makes
Everything that they do.
WWE
Hmm.
WWE.
Yeah, and it's
And that's
just
mhm,
like like you said it. You can see Tony starting to struggle. Who am I going to push? Who's going to get
yeah.
this title shot? And then it's just going to turn into Orange Cassidy is going to defend the international title every
Yeah.
week, and it's like, okay, cool. I love Orange Cassidy as much as the next person,
And
but like
he's had some
the
great
guy's
matches
been
too.
fighting for like 6 straight months.
Yo,
Every time we open the show, well, I don't gotta
challenge.
watch this. It's an Orange Cassidy show. Let me see what's going on Wednesday on NXT or Raw or SmackDown or like whatever
Yeah.
NBA or NFL game is going on. Like
Yep.
if it
It
gets
becomes
repetitive.
predictable.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, that's
Now,
what you don't
I
want.
gotta say too, with that, right? When I say you throwing away a lot of what WWE does, it's the storytelling aspect,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where I feel like that's the indie side of this. So,
Yeah,
and I'm just gonna go ahead and jump into it,
go
right?
ahead.
One of the major catalysts of AEW's problems with this TV deal now, it's just been communicated through Fightful that WWE is now back in talks with WB Discovery, right?
Yep,
That's the and because of that, as you know, that's also the company that houses AEW programming.
yep.
Their TV deal is also up for bid right now, and they were in talks to renegotiate their contract. That now becomes complicated if Raw, WWE's flagship programming, is also up for purchase, and they just added, I'll say, the top needle mover in the wrestling industry,
Oh,
CM Punk, to their programming.
you're saying his name wrong, sir. You're saying his name wrong. His
Oh,
name is
one Bill Phil.
One Bill Phil, bro. It's One Bill Phil.
One Bill Phil.
That's
One Bill Phil. And that's off, and that's from the words of the man who's making this decision
Yep.
ultimately. So
Mhm.
that doesn't make you feel good if you're AEW. And that being said, what I was getting to was Punk being the reason that this is happening. Punk only leaves AEW in my mind, not for punching Jungle Boy. Yes, I know, right? And you guys will learn this about me. I'm kind of,
Real
people will
glass.
describe me as maybe a CM Punk bias, a CM Punk
Real
apologist, right?
glass.
But
Real
him
glass.
getting fired, sure, fine, cool. But if you've ever been in a hostile work environment, you understand the contribution that management plays to said hostile work environment.
Mhm.
And when you're in a culture that already is biased against you and your contribution to the company, it's going to make every day feel like a struggle, especially when you feel that you're coming in off of merits that should be respected. CM Punk came into AEW as the number one guy. And
Mhm.
in the indie mindset, nobody's a number one guy, right? You're a number one guy off of your in-ring work, not your promo.
Yep.
First off, culturally, completely different. Secondly, as an independent contractor and a really true indie wrestler, you are the keeper of your own brand, which means you rarely listen to outsiders. And I don't mean outsiders of your company, I mean outsiders of yourself.
Mhm.
You don't take advice
Of your
very well.
circle, right?
Yes. So whereas now you hear in the contrary, CM Punk in WWE, specifically in NXT, is giving people as much as advice as they want because
Mhm.
the NXT mindset in being a developmental, and meanwhile a lot of these people are very good already. A lot have come from the indie scene and gone to this NXT umbrella, and they're basically sitting under the learning tree. They know
Yep.
they came in, I got to get better. Whereas people in AEW are like, nah, bro, don't tell me what to do. And that in and of itself, hey, don't use real glass. Suddenly that's the end of the world,
Right.
right? And when you have a management team that already embodies that mindset themselves because they're in a position of power, despite them, all right, I'm gonna turn on my, let me adjust my villain hat really
Hang on, someone play
quick.
Future. Someone play
Right,
superheroes.
right. So let me put my
Get that
villain hat on real
Homelander
quick.
quote on.
Yes, exactly. So when you have people like the Young Bucks and Adam Page, people who have never even really been approached seriously by WWE,
Mhm.
trying to tell you that they know better than you about what you can do and how you can draw, when the only reason your numbers are what they are is because of your presence and what you have taken from your years at WWE. That's a slap in the face. When
Yep.
you are going to try to give people advice and have them sit under your learning tree, and you hear that people are going back behind your back and telling you or telling these people not to listen to you, that's a slap in the face. When you have these people try to undermine you and politic in the back to the point where you can't, it's starting to affect the way staff looks at you. Whereas you're
Mm-hmm.
getting stranded in London because nobody sends a car service
Oh
and you're their
yeah.
number one star.
Mm-hmm.
You're arguably the reason why they sold out Wembley, and you can't get an Uber? Bro, that's a slap in the
We're
face.
not even talking about getting an Uber. We're talking about just you're the main
Right.
guy. There's no car service. There's no one to
Nothing.
like reach you there. Not even to like make
Mm-hmm.
sure like
Not
you're
answering your
set
phone.
and nothing, nothing. And that's
Mm-hmm.
because realistically, we talked earlier about AEW being built on the pettiness of WWE, but it's like the only ones that were approached by WWE were the Young Bucks, Kenny
Mm-hmm.
Omega, and Cody, who was kind of like, well, nah, they told me to be
Yes,
Stardust,
Stardust.
and I wanted to
I
be
don't
my
want
own
to do that.
person, and they were
Mm-hmm.
like, nah, you're gonna be Stardust, and you're gonna fight Green Arrow at SummerSlam.
Right,
Just
exactly.
just that's your gig. That's it. That's the highest you're
Yes,
gonna go. So
right,
Cody was like, just
right.
petty. He's like, oh no, like I'm not. I'm gonna show you on
I'm
like
not doing that.
Turner
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna
Sports
prove to
that
you.
I'm a professional wrestler. But
Yep.
everyone else that got signed on, they were like maybe they were on Evolve, maybe they're on some indie show that was associated. Maybe
Yes.
they were pushed by Samoa Joe when they
Mm-hmm.
were walking Samoa Joe to the NXT main event,
Yes,
MJF.
exactly. All
But
of
it's
these
like all
people.
you did was backstage segments when you were brought into WWE,
Thank you.
and
Thank
then
you. You
like
didn't
you
even
come
have
out to
any
AEW, and it's like we're indies, like we're better, we're the alternative. But now it's like you got to, like, you're not that CM Punk.
You're
And mind you, CM Punk is the best in the world, still is.
mm-hmm. Yes.
Even though he's getting challenged right now by those Roman Reigns, Seth
Yes.
Rollins.
No, but
So
that's
you
good
know,
though. We need
and
that
then no,
iron sharpening iron.
that's great. But
Yeah.
it's like yeah, you know, like this guy's been around the block. He started in ROH. He went to
Yep.
TNA before they like got popping and huge.
Got popular. Yep.
He wrestled with Raven. So like the
Mm-hmm.
guy knows the ins and outs, and he's been part of the WWE. The
The
whole
machine.
the
Mm-hmm.
whole you know he was anti-authority, and now he's
Mm-hmm.
pro authority. Like no, like dude, like the enemy of my
That's it.
enemy is my best friend.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
if you're gonna screw me as I'm helping you out or trying to
Mm-hmm.
help you out, and I think the real glass, and that incident that happened was just the straw that broke the camel's back, because I'm pretty sure you're not just gonna get fired over all that, even though Tony feared for his life. But I feel
Right.
like there was just growing animosity with every one of the other pillars that wasn't MJF, that wasn't Darby
Mm-hmm.
Allin,
Absolutely.
and there was just that like disconnect of, well, I'm a pillar, Tony Khan sees me up here, you're down here,
Yes.
kind of thing. Like it's like
That was their
suits,
first
like
point
hard,
of
like
validation.
right, and
Yeah.
like that they're just getting all this validation out here from TK, and TK's validating everyone, no matter
Mm-hmm.
where you're from, WWE or TNA or wherever. But like at some point,
I'm
it's like,
sorry,
bro,
but
like
can you
just
see my camera?
listen to me.
Can you still see me on the camera?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, I'm sorry. Somebody called me and it threw off the shit. But yes, bro, absolutely great point, man. Yes, TK gave them the validation, and I think it went to a lot of their heads, man.
Yes.
I really do. I really do. And it's funny because when you put things in perspective, again, Young Bucks were the only people approached by WWE. Kenny Omega, of course. But outside of that, most people have either had a minimal role in WWE,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't even mean NXT for that matter. Like, and for them to still feel like they weren't in a position to take any advice, because again, that was the main thing that
Yeah.
people had negatively to say about Punk, was that they didn't like that he was always trying to tell them something.
Mm-hmm.
And that mentality is only going to be received by some people. Like, if you're the type of person who's constantly trying to better yourself, then you learn that hearing out people who've been there is a beneficial thing for you.
Yeah.
And you notice that with the people who had good things to say about Punk, Jade Cargill, she's over where
Cody
she's at
recruit.
now. Cody Recruit, Cody Rhodes himself came back to WWE. He was probably the first victim of that toxic mentality, that toxic indie mentality
Yeah.
that I feel like
And I'm sick of it.
permeates
I'm sick of
AEW.
it. I'm sick of that. When CM Punk came, now I'll be real, because Tez has been, Mr. Scripted Promos over here has been on my ass about SummerSlam was happening, and I have family over. It's Thanksgiving, family weekend. Family came to visit your boy, so we're out in the club, and I'm hearing bits and pieces of SummerSlam. And then I'm like, all right, we parked, we're at the club, blah, blah, and then I feel my phone vibrate with all these notifications. I'm like, what the fuck happened here? Oh, CM Punk debut. So I step out, watch the thing, and I was like, oh shit, that's mad cool. The minute I hit the comment section, and the minute I hit X, it all went downhill. I'm like, nah, give me a Black Label on the rocks, double. Just, because I can't handle this. I can't handle this toxicity. Like, how is it that the whiskey I'm drinking right now is better for me than reading these messages and comments?
Bro.
Like, no.
They were
it was insane. Insane.
Yes. Which is odd, because you don't know, are they mad that Punk left? Are they mad that Punk went? Are they mad that Punk exists? Did they want Punk's like allure to still fuel AEW? But they also, this feels like the same group that was telling you that, nah, he needs to go because Adam Page is our saint and did nothing wrong. Like, bro, that's crazy to me, man.
It was ridiculous how toxic those comments were. And I'm like, bro, oh shit, like, I figured he'd be back. I'm like, well, I didn't think, like, it didn't occur to me until when he debuted. I was like, oh, that's right, Vince is out. So who's he gonna beef with?
Yes.
Like, Vince is out. Like, that's the prime catalyst over why the switch from AEW being the great alternative to WWE has happened. Because now everyone's going to WWE because Triple H is involved. He's a lot more business. Like, he's not actually. You know what? I take that back. He's not Triple H. His name's Paul. All right. He's Paul Levesque. He's Paul. He's not Triple H. He's not the King of Kings. He's Paul Levesque, COO of WWE. Like, that's what he is now. He's not thinking wrestling. He's thinking, how is this gonna generate the most revenue for WWE, get the most eyeballs, get us the most money from whatever company we can get. Because you mentioned Zaslav and WBD. Bro, this guy is out here talking about we don't need Warner Brothers doesn't need the NBA. This man's playing with fire, and WWE's like, you know what? I see. We're gonna get like, hold my beer. We're gonna cause even more fire to the flames. We're gonna say, hey, Zaslav, I know you're canceling Batgirl, and you just got flamed for canceling an animated Looney Tunes movie. So all of a sudden, like, we're okay if you're okay. We have your boy CM Punk. We just want 400 mil. That's all we want.
Give us 400 mil.
We just like, you were gonna give AEW like 500 mil. We just want 100 mil less. Like, that's all we're asking for. We just want Raw on TBS. It doesn't matter. Just in case you're interested, because you know damn well Raw is. Damn well that TK and Zaslav and Warner Brothers in months discussing this.
Yeah,
discussing
they
and
negotiating.
negotiating.
Had some issues. For them to have that conversation for months, to give WWE enough time to basically prove that they were undeniably better than AEW. And this is pre-Punk. This is like, I'm talking like, what was it? Some of the other pay-per-views, the PLEs, the Crown Jewels, and all of those.
The Crown Jewels, the SummerSlam match with Roman and Brock.
Yeah.
Pre-All Out, Brawl Out. I mean.
Yes.
Like, there was stuff going on where, like, the minute Vince McMahon got kicked out, like, everything switched. It was Bailey has a faction. All these great names are back. Like, holy cow, what's going on here? This is the first. It was.
If I can add this, bro, my fault, but you said, like, all these great names coming back. You made me think of the other underlying issue that Punk wasn't the only one and isn't the only one unhappy with TK's booking right now.
Nope.
You know, you had the rumors of Andrade El Idolo wanting out. You have the rumors of Malachi Black minimizing his in-ring minutes to preserve himself for a comeback at WWE.
Yes.
You have other Triple H favorites, Samoa Joe for that matter, Keith Lee for that matter. The only person who I think out of that bunch of Triple H drops is probably Swerve Strickland, who is now being packaged well by AEW. And
how do you
he's like, all right,
yeah.
I'm in a good place.
And how do you not put Swerve and MJF in the main event at Revolution?
Bro.
If that's the next pay-per-view, right? That's the next pay-per-view for 24?
We'll see how it goes.
Like, that's...
I don't know.
They've been promoting Sting's last match.
Yep.
They have Samoa Joe against... who's hurting right now, mind you. MJF is hurting.
Yeah, but
that man's
do you take the title... Do you take the title off MJF?
I mean, look.
They're stripping him
the
of
goal,
the ROH tag titles.
The goal of the MJF title reign, I think, was to end it with the Adam Cole.
Yes.
That storyline.
Double turn. Yes.
But Adam Cole, apparently, the minute he signed with AEW, was like, "Hey, I'm a fragile little bunny. Okay, if you touch me, my legs will show." What was that thing from SpongeBob? He's like, I have four broken arms. I have 3 broken legs.
My skin is paper. My bones are made of glass.
Yeah.
I was born with glass bones and paper skin. Every morning I break my legs, and every afternoon I break my arms. At night, I lie awake in agony until my heart attacks put me to sleep.
Like, bro, and nah, you know what? Let us not make too much. Let us stop, because I know people gonna hate us in the comments. We love Adam Cole. I'm a big fan of Adam Cole. I really do hope he gets better. It's just unfortunate, and just I have a dark sense of humor. So the comedic timing of it all is like, bro cannot catch a break.
Right.
I mean, not the right type of break. Never mind. So,
no pun intended.
Adam Cole would be the penultimate best case scenario of a storyline ending. The build of their friendship, the comeback of Adam Cole to be thrust back into the main event story, the possibility that Adam Cole may be the devil, you know, and all of these things leading up. Or hell, what if it comes out that he's not the devil, he still helps MJF fight off the devil, and then still turns on him anyway? The shock of that would be amazing.
Yeah.
It's just unfortunate that his injuries come at a time that's just like, bro, what did he do last time? He jumped off the ramp and
he jumped off the ramp and shattered his ankle.
Yeah, that's outrageous. That sucks.
It's it's terrible. But with that being said, like, that's a story that was supposed to happen. It was supposed to be Cole turning on him or whatever, and then the ROH tag titles goes to someone in ROH. But then they get hurt. MJF is hurting. So I feel like if you're trying to keep Samoa Joe around, doesn't have a title, you've pushed him far enough.
Give it to him. I think that they might be leading up to it, though, because not for nothing, the reason why they're having that survival of the fittest ROH TV title match is because Joe dropped the TV title.
Yes. He just said, you know what? I need to focus on MJF vacating the ROH TV title. Okay, thanks, bye.
And not for nothing, by vacating it, you also do a thing where you keep him strong for a potential win. Like, you don't want him... That's like always been the argument of the Money in the Bank briefcase in WWE, is that you have the winner lose, but then be credible enough to pin the champion, which is always a thing.
Yeah.
I think that here they avoided that. I'm not saying it's the best. I hate having people just drop titles. I think that they should be used to elevate the next person. But he dropped it. He keeps his steam. He keeps his heat. And he goes on to now he's taking on the devil alone because MJF has been taken out. You know, he may have an ally in Paige because Paige was taken out by the devil. But we'll see.
We'll see. I still hope Swerve touches the title at some point in 24. Swerve when I drive. Swerve when I drive.
my shit. That's my
it's
shit.
just like even with all that potential, just the deal with Warner Brothers and Zaslav is just he's such a piece of shit.
I know that's it. He
He's
really
such a
seems
piece of shit.
He grinds your gears, doesn't he?
He's just
It's
well,
that
because
fella.
here's the thing. The man ran Discovery for years before they merged with Warner Brothers.
Right.
And he's known for a cost cutter. He will greenlight a show, have you film everything,
Yeah, that's outrageous.
and then cancel the damn thing and say, hey. So let me just read you so you're aware a Flash movie came out this year, correct?
Yes, I am.
So that Flash movie had I think it was 3 or 4 different endings. Because the original, before Zaslav came on, and we know, we're not going to get into comics real quick, but they were going to have this whole plan.
Yeah.
But essentially, it was going to lead into a Batgirl movie. It was one of the movies.
Okay.
This Batgirl movie was filmed, completed, edited, ready to get a trailer going, ready to get it produced and set to the theaters. August of 22, they canceled the whole thing. They were like, nah, you're not getting any residuals, you're not getting any bonuses, you're not getting anything from this movie, but it's going to be a tax write-off because we can write it off and just get as much money as we spent on you filming it and get it all back because WBD is billions in debt. They're billions in debt because of just throwing random things at the wall to see what sticks.
Well,
so Zaslav is like, hey, I'm just gonna keep the things that make money. So DC, and the and NBA right now, and he's going through this whole rampage where it's very obvious he's licensing out the DC movies, he's licensing out all the classic movies that Warner Brothers owns and the music, just to make sure Warner Brothers can get some more money. The theory is they're gonna sell again because they've been sold earlier to AOL. Then they were sold again to I forget who they were, but they've been sold like 2 or 3 times in the past like couple decades. So this is not a self-sustaining company here.
No, not at all. But that also is, and this is, I'm not going to try to get too into this. Like, you guys can, head on over to my business page. No, I'm but, when it comes to businesses, I'll give y'all a quick lesson. A lot of what happened in 2020 on was unforeseen. And when I say unforeseen, I don't just mean like, the shutdowns and stuff like that. What was unforeseen was how certain industries boomed and other industries fell flat.
Yes.
And when they fell flat, there were some companies that just took major losses right off rip because they were unable to adjust. Movies were one of them. A lot of these films, think of I put it like the Blockbuster complex, right? Blockbuster sees that Netflix is coming up, but they're like, nah, people will always want to rent movies. That's always going to be a thing.
They want the physical.
They want physicals. Physicals is what's important to people.
Physical copies in their hands. Yep.
Yes. And then they're unable to grasp the concept that, no, just the ability to see the movie is good enough for most people. And therefore, Netflix is like, oh, really? It is? Let's just put them all in one place. You sign up, you get to watch whatever the fuck you want. How does that sound?
Yeah.
And people bid. Now, also you get businesses, like I said, that boom. Those that boomed were like, okay, this is a lot of money. And this money is going to keep coming. And then when the conditions changed again out of 2020, maybe say around 2022-ish, they changed again. And those people had already adjusted their spending. So, because some people, when you start making more money, you start spending more money. That was Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers started making more money. And then they stopped making money. And they didn't stop spending money because they anticipated they would be making the same money.
Yes.
And that shit led to deficits, massive deficits.
Massive.
And it didn't help either because even in the movie scene, Marvel's taking losses. And Marvel was kicking their ass. Like when it came to the cool superhero movies, yeah. So I get it.
Yeah.
I just hate that. I mean, I kind of like that
And,
it's starting to
yeah.
shuffle up the wrestling, but I understand your frustration with a guy
And
like
it's
Jazzwell because
and it's just
yeah,
and the reason I bring it up is because
yeah,
WWE, as cunning as they are, and I love the
hmm
business side of it because WWE is as successful as they are is because Vince McMahon bought up all the indies on the
yes,
East Coast and said, "We'll just keep giving you ECW and something that's not going to last the year." That's what we're leaving you with. And
yeah.
WCW before they like blew up. So
Well, and WCW imploded the same way
it
that.
flowed the same way.
Never mind. Go ahead.
So
Yeah.
so let's like WCW, they had an owner who didn't want. That's a whole other.
Yeah, we can get into that in the next
Go to
podcast.
F4W if you want more about WCW.
Right. There you go.
But WWE is playing this mind game with CM Punk, and they're essentially just it's at. I know he's Paul now, and I just said he's Paul, but it's he knows how to play the game.
Well, bro, first off, keep in mind, dude still holds a grudge, I'm sure.
Oh, 100%.
That Wednesday Night War,
Mm-hmm.
bro, they're the reason why NXT Gold, Black and Gold, got gutted by Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
He had that. The show was going. It was going strong. You had the likes of Adam Cole and what is it, Undisputed Era going crazy. You had Samoa Joe's title reign establishing Shinsuke Nakamura. You know all of these amazing storylines.
Yeah.
And then AEW came along, and Vince was like, "Yo, go handle that, Triple H." And AEW led to them being moved to Tuesday nights, being stripped of all of their wrestlers, people getting fired, and them becoming NXT 2.0.
Yeah. It's just.
I'd be pissed too.
But and I know they're really just trying to find the best way to how do we screw over AEW with these deals, and that's the best.
Yeah.
That's. I don't even think they're gonna sign with Turner. Like with Warner Brothers, I don't even think they're gonna sign. With Turner. Honestly, I don't think WWE. Think WWE is gonna go back to NBC Universal. Maybe instead of Fox, they go to NBC and they move to another primetime network. That's what I think. I don't think they're actually going to go to Warner Brothers. I think they're just going to tease enough and have enough negotiations where things aren't confirmed just yet, but they're just like, we'll hold off. And then AEW, by the time they're negotiating, Zaslav's going to be like, well, we got WWE. They're a bigger name. They make more money. They're going to help us get out of this debt with all the revenue they're going to bring in. So you can go ahead. We'll let your contracts expire. You go find a new home, and then all of a sudden WWE's like, ooh, your contract with AEW just expired. Oh, you don't? Well, we just signed with NBC. Ooh. So
man,
sorry about that. We just got $600 million from NBC. Oh, gosh. Who could have guessed this? Now you have no wrestling. Oh, gosh. AEW doesn't have a home? Oh, my goodness.
But even in that could turn around and maybe benefit AEW, because if they need to go back to Discovery and Discovery now needs to renegotiate, it may give rise for TK asking for a little bit more to sweeten the pot.
It could.
But with that said, I think for now, what is it? NXT is on CW.
Yeah, non-exclusive.
Yeah, SmackDown is going to be on USA. That's the former home of Raw. And Raw is up for grabs.
Yeah.
I think that this should give TK an opportunity to revamp the entire structure and thought process behind AEW.
Yes.
Like you said, the existence of AEW kind of depends on 2024. And I think that this is an opportunity for them to find their niche. I think they go back to the point system. I think that this C2 tournament is going to show them that this is what their wheelhouse is, because their work style is not storyline based. No. Yes, they have little storylines here.
They have long-term storylines, but it haven't been long-term storylines since 2021, 22. Really.
But even then, those long-term storylines, if you realize the difference between them and WWE is that their in-ring stuff is very much just in ring. Like
Yes.
what I mean, they're in-ring segments. WWE may have a segment, like take Roman Reigns, right? Roman Reigns can tell an entire story, and throughout the course of that story, there will be one Roman Reigns match, right?
Yes.
And the rest is maybe a couple matches with Jimmy, maybe a couple matches with Solo, maybe a tag team match here or there. And you tell the story through emphasizing the interference and the dynamic between the characters. Backstage segment, in ring talking segment, interference in a match, like Roman backstage segment, and that tells the story and it gets you invested. Whereas AEW being so in ring heavy, which is not the worst thing in the world,
Mm-hmm.
but when you only have that, you need to have a structure that has built in stakes. Like you said, the point system
Yeah.
makes that work, tournament makes that work. Anything else, you're just fighting. And then you end up, and I don't want to be that guy, but then you end up with the top star who's so banged up that he needs to take time off.
Oh, you're talking about like currently going through.
Oh yeah, yeah, exactly. Like, don't get me wrong, everybody's gonna be like, oh, well, people get hurt in WWE too. Look at Charlotte. Yeah, we understand freak accidents happen, and it's a dangerous thing. But I believe that your chances go up higher when you're doing 6 planches per week,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
or you're doing taking what you call it, dragon suplexes to the neck
Mm-hmm.
all the time. You're doing these explosive movements and you're fighting strong style. Like, look at Shibata. It's not to say that these things aren't rewarding. I love watching it as much as the next guy, but I do think you have to be cognizant of that and how much the wear and tear affects your top stars, especially when the thing that they do is that type of match. You have to treat them like a special attraction. Kenny Omega, the best thing about his 2023 was that with as few matches as he's wrestled, he still managed to have 3 match of the year candidates.
Yes. Despite all that
So,
health. Yep.
despite all of that, Mans was going with Vertigo. I don't know if you guys know what Vertigo is, but it throws off your equilibrium, it throws off your vision. He said that he's damn near blind in the ring, and this man is doing what he's doing. Crazy.
Craziness. All right, bro. Let's transition.
Yep.
Did you watch? We're streamers, right? We got
Okay.
this show going on. Have you watched
Yeah.
Kai Sanat in his recent stream?
he had a special guest, didn't he?
Yeah, he had a special guest. He had the lovely, talented Nicki Minaj. Now,
Yeah.
his boys were quite thirsty after she walked away from her seat. Have you watched the video?
Yeah.
Have you watched it? We'll put it up. We'll put it
have.
up for the people to see. But
Mike's backing from the chick. No, what's right there? She's saying.
I did see it.
on a level of 1 to 10, actually not even a level
Yeah.
1 to 10. How much would it cost you to be that level of thirsty for
Oh
Nicki
my
Minaj
God.
to do some wild stuff like that? Just to
Bro.
sniff a seat.
I mean, look,
get
man,
the aromas.
I'm not gonna kink shame anybody here, but yeah, man, that's a little extreme, brother. That's a little extreme, especially to be, yo. I saw it, and man's got. I think you can see the moment where the light bulb goes off in his head, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, is that there?" And at the moment, like, just again, as that light bulb went off at light speed, that man's mush was buried in the cushion of that chair, bro.
Now that light bulb went off, and he's like, "Yeah, y'all walk away, y'all get out the way, move,
Move.
head
I'm
first,
here.
dove in."
Yeah, in it, man, in it. That's a lot, but I mean, I've done a lot of thirsty things in my life. That I don't know if that would be one of them, man. But you probably, I'm sure you got your opinion on it.
Listen,
you going
man.
for it?
Like, we both work out. We're not, like no Michael Hearn or Randy Orton or AJ Styles who just debuted.
Oh man, my boy AJ Styles came back.
He came out yoked.
That grip. Oh my god.
But like I might just just make sure there's no witnesses. Just just a little sniff, just a little. Okay, let's keep it moving. Keep it moving. Let's keep.
I mean, I just know. I know for a fact that knowing you, if we ever see Rhea Ripley and away from the weight benches, bro. We gotta keep you away from the weight benches. Yeah.
Gotta get away from that squat rack. Rhea Ripley was just there.
Oh man. Sir, you cannot be a bench. You cannot be a bench.
Dripping in sweat.
Oh man.
All right, bro. Let's answer the internet. Don't sue me, Barstool. If you were stuck,
man. Here we go.
If you're stuck in an elevator with your favorite celebrity, what would you say to make them laugh?
Damn. First off, who's my favorite celebrity? Who's your favorite celebrity?
Drake. No, it's not. Ooh. No. Actually, let's change it up. Your favorite wrestler. If you were stuck with your favorite wrestler in an elevator, what would you say to make them laugh?
I bet you it was a good muffin, though, wasn't it?
Oh man.
There you go.
I'm trying to
you guys
think
understand
right now.
that reference.
See, he's not active right now, but he's still one of my favorites. Right now, like active. I'd have to say, who would I say? MJF.
MJF? Okay.
MJF is one of my favorites. What would I say to make him laugh? Boy. I don't even know. That's a mind-boggling. I would just say, how's your ex doing?
Oh man, Lord.
How's them Islanders?
you might
just poke at the Long Islandness of
to
him.
the forehead. You might catch a dynamite
with real glass.
Right. You get the wrong response there, brother.
Get the wrong response.
This is right here.
And then crushing.
Real glass.
Crushing the
Don't
abdomen.
cry me a river.
Yeah. Jeez.
Oh man. All right. Last one before we head out.
Okay.
So, you're in a warehouse, no weapons of any kind.
Okay.
Every 60 seconds, an 11-year-old you is coming with the sole intent to kill you. How long can you go before you tap out? You got to kill every single one of your 11-year-old selves.
Jeez.
Before they get to you. And they come out every 60 seconds. How many before you tap out? And you're like, nah.
Man, I mean...
No weapons.
Jeez. That's dark, man. That's dark. I would definitely try to, like, distract, avoid, evade, and capture before I earth myself. But I don't know if that defeats the purpose of the challenge there. Yeah. Also, an 11-year-old me isn't that strong. So
yeah, every 60 seconds you just grab one, just wallop away, do the Cesaro twirl, just
little swing, right?
Do the swing, yeah.
But also, my 11-year-old me is pretty easily distracted. I'm in a warehouse. If there's anything video game related or related, I don't think his main concern is me at that point. So we might be good. We might be good. Might be good.
Well, yo, let me just put on SmackDown versus Raw 05.
Right. SmackDown versus Raw, and he's straight. He's over there.
See, I was a dickhead when I was 11. I was entering that stage where I was like, oh, fuck everything. Fuck y'all. Fuck this. Blah, this is bullshit. I don't want to hit the books. I don't want to get these A's.
Yeah. little angry little.
I was a little angry one. I was like, what? This was before the discovery of the internet.
Yeah. Now you have different means to get your aggression out. You feel me?
But I think I go probably like around 6. Once I hit 6, I think I'll be like, you know what, I'm done. I'm tired. I'm 30. I can't. The knees are weak.
I'm good. I don't want to keep doing it.
Your joints are
I'm
still
all right.
healthy, young blood. Just do what you must after 6. I think 6 is my number.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
Yo, tell the people where they can follow you, Tez.
All right, you guys can find me at CTez Music. That's CTEZMUSIC. CTez Music, just about everywhere. Stream my music is CTez on everything: Spotify, Apple Music, all of that. Look for me in the crowd of NXT Deadline. I was there shouting with the ROH title because rules and shit. I don't care. And lastly, this is gonna try to come to you more regularly. I'm gonna put my own little hot takes, and you can hear what I really think about TK and shit. At Scripted Promos, probably a bunch of numbers after it because I'm not sure if Scripted Promos is even available. And yeah, be here.
Yeah, we out here. Make sure you like and subscribe and follow wherever you're listening to. Thank you so much for all your support, all you listeners and viewers. Appreciate you so much. Goodbye.